Today we're going to talk about something that seems like a simple concept, but is actually extremely difficult for many of us to actually apply to our lives. It's taken me 3 years to realize how important self-care is. Now that I'm engaging in self-care, I'm such a better person physically, mentally, emotionally, and cognitively. Ultimately, it becomes impossible to take care of others if we are not taking care of ourselves. Don't feel guilty about taking care of yourself. Your mental and physical health is important, not only for your loved ones you care for, but especially for yourself. You can be a better carer when you feel healthy and powerful. Every carer needs their own personal time to rest and recharge. Self-care can be whatever you want or need it to be. It means taking the time to do things that help you live well, things that make you happy and improve your physical and mental health. Self-care likely looks different for everyone. The things I enjoy doing may not be things that you might find enjoyable. Find what you enjoy and what you think you need. Sometimes it takes time to figure this out. You may try something, realize that it doesn't quite do the trick, so you try something different. All right, what's so important about self-care? Having an effective self-care routine has been shown to have a number of important health benefits. Specifically, self-care has been shown to have a positive impact on stress, anxiety, and depression, improve resilience and happiness, increase energy, and reduce burnout. Research suggests that proper self-care can strengthen our relationships, family relationships, romantic relationships, our friendships, relationships with our children. Self-care has also been shown to lower the risk of illness. Proper self-care may end up leading to eating a more balanced diet, exercising, getting more sleep, and these can help improve cardiovascular health, reducing the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, and boosting our immune systems. When we take care of our bodies, we're investing in a better quality of life, both now and in the future. It's important to know and understand that there is a difference between caring for yourself and self-care. Caring for yourself might include things like following doctor's orders, getting rest, exercise, eating healthy, maybe joining a mummy support group, accepting help from friends and family, spending quality time with your partner. Self-care is different. As I mentioned before, self-care likely looks different for everyone, but some examples include joining a sports league, maybe reading a favorite book, spa day, getting a massage, going for a walk, maybe having coffee or drinks with friends. These are all just examples, but ultimately, self-care includes things that bring joy to your life, things that relax you and maybe make you escape for a bit. There are different categories of self-care. Physical self-care might include things like joining a sports team, getting a massage, a pedicure, a manicure. Social self-care includes things like socializing with friends and family, building and maintaining our close relationships. Emotional self-care might include acknowledging and expressing our feelings, crying, laughing. Mental self-care includes things like reading a good book, maybe watching a show or a movie. And finally, spiritual self-care. This could include things like religion, praying, meditation. Take a minute to think about which of these resonates with you. What are some self-care options you would like to explore? One of the most difficult things about self-care is guilt. Guilt loves to creep in on our self-care time. But why do we feel guilty about self-care in the first place? For many of us, it's because we've been conditioned to believe that putting ourselves first is somehow wrong or indulgent. We've grown up with societal expectations and internal beliefs that prioritize others above ourselves. Many people think that self-care needs to be indulgent and that it's selfish. So let's redefine self-care. Self-care is about your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. There is nothing indulgent or selfish about that. We tend to feel guilty, assuming that self-care is a zero-sum game. There's a common belief that prioritizing something means taking away from something else, that there's a cost. Although that's true for many things, it's not really the case when it comes to self-care. Proper self-care is what enables you to serve, do, and give more to others. You may think that taking the time to engage in self-care results in a loss for those around you. For example, your spouse, your children, your friends. But that's not usually the case. Yes, some self-care practices might pull you away from caring for others, but they will leave you rejuvenated and with more energy and better mental and physical health than you had before. And now these are resources that can be used to meet those other demands. Self-care doesn't need to be complicated and take up a ton of time. If you feel you don't have a lot of time, then do something small for yourself. Here's an equation that we're all likely using, and it's probably in order of priority. For instance, family comes first, maybe followed by work, then household chores, and finally other, which usually is where self-care is slotted. Because self-care comes at the bottom, it rarely comes into play, and it's the first thing you push off when you get busy. Here's the truth. Self-care must come before this equation ever comes into play. It should be prioritized above all else, even your to-do list. If you're like most people, you probably have an achievement-based definition of success, where you likely start to feel guilty, like you should be doing something more productive than taking time for yourself. That's why success shouldn't be based on outcome, but instead on input. For instance, how hard you work, how you treat yourself, and how you treat others. Focusing on input will have better results and will also allow you to redefine success in a way where you're able to be happy working towards something better, even though the outcome may not be guaranteed. And this new definition of success will also allow you to include self-care as part of the success equation, because your input will be better if you take good care of yourself. One of the most powerful ways to practice self-care is by finding the courage to say no. People generally feel obligated to say yes. You don't have to commit to something just because you do it well. The purpose of boundaries is to uphold your priorities and ensure your well-being. When you say no to someone, you're also saying yes to yourself and those you love most, so that you can be your best and serve others to the best of your ability. When you set and uphold strong boundaries, you are respecting yourself. The final 3 slides of this module are going to be about creating a self-care plan for yourself. When making a self-care plan, it should be tailored to your life and your needs. It needs to be something created by you for you. You are the only one who knows if you need something to be active and exciting, busy, or maybe you need a quiet moment to yourself and need the opportunity to just calm down and find yourself. Assess which areas of your life need some more attention and self-care. As your life situation changes, your self-care needs are likely going to shift too, and this self-care plan may need to be adapted. Okay, so let's take a minute and walk through the steps of creating a self-care plan for yourself. Number 1, you want to assess your needs. Make a list of the different parts of your life and major activities that you engage in each day. For me, that might include work, relationships, family, extracurricular activities. These are some of the things that you might see on your list. Number 2, consider your stressors. Think about the aspects of these areas that cause stress and consider some ways you might address that stress. Number 3, devise self-care strategies. Think about some activities that you can do that will help you feel better in each of these areas of your life. For instance, spending time with friends or developing boundaries can be a way to build healthy social connections. Number 4, plan for challenges. When you discover that you're neglecting a certain aspect of your life, create a plan for change. Know that there's going to be bumps along the road and figure out a way that you're going to deal with these bumps and barriers as they come to you. Number 5, take small steps. You don't have to tackle everything all at once. Identify one small step you can take to begin caring for yourself better. And finally, schedule time to focus on your needs. Even when you feel like you don't have time to squeeze in one more thing, make self-care a priority. When you're caring for all aspects of yourself, you'll find that you are able to operate more effectively and efficiently. Great. So to wrap up this module, I will challenge everyone to come up with a few ways you can and will practice a little self-care. I look forward to hearing what you come up with. Enjoy your week.